graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
I don't understand why people even have to say if a person's a color. I walked down the street and there was a guy asking me for money.
Yeah, I was walking down the street and there's a few guys made me really nervous, and I walked on the other side of the street. Just some guys!
My cousin was raped by a bunch of guys.
Some guys' neighborhoods just have liquor stores and not proper supermarkets. Just guys!
When I'm walking in particular areas in the city, I mind my wallet around some guy.
Oh my! Hello, my fellow Earthlings. This is Hikaru Sulu. You may remember me as the helmsman for the Starship Enterprise. You know, I don't usually listen to podcasts, but when I do, it's two strangers, one podcast. Chris and Paul make me feel like I have a tribble in my pants. Set phases to sexy. Suck it, Shatner.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And if you hear that noise in the background, that's my mom snoring.
Yes, it's very noticeable.
Yeah. It shows you how good this microphone is, because it's like I've had pretty much the same microphone since like the first podcast, and like sometimes I can hear things that go on in other rooms and stuff like that where I used to live. I used to hear my stepson playing like his PlayStation in the background, so I can't hide it. I got my snoring mom. But then again, I mean, it is a studio apartment that I moved into, so it's
it is what it is.
Yeah, my mom is like literally like 15 feet away snoring, but she must take some good meds or something, man, because she knocks out. I mean, our last episode, she was knocked out. I guess she wasn't. Maybe it's the position that she sleeps in or whatever. Because our last episode, since the last episode, I guess my mom coming to visit was absolutely disgusted by the beds that I had, because I actually, even though it's a tiny apartment, I have two beds, one for me, one for my daughter. And mom being moms and nothing's ever good enough.
Yep.
She actually we're going out right now. We're going to buy you new beds. So we went to, I don't know if I think it's a Canadian thing, but I went, or Northern New York, Canada thing, Ollie's, up here. It's a place that sells, it's a store.
It's not like the Dollar Tree, but it's more like, it's like a step up above Dollar General and Dollar Tree.
Yeah, they get all the stuff that other stores haven't sold or whatever, and sort of it's like last step to get sold before it gets fucking thrown out.
Or goes to that repo sale like they're having in Rochester this weekend.
And it is funny to go there and literally still see Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana merchandise and stuff like that.
It is funny to see that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I literally saw the other day the Hannah Montana PlayStation 3 game.
What?
I was not aware that there was one.
Apparently there is.
I want to buy it, but I don't want to look like a fucking pervert.
Hey, you're buying it for your daughter.
Yeah, right? I have to
Quotation's daughter.
Yeah. Man, your daughter is too young to even know who the fuck Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana is. I want to do the, some games they kind of let you download new skins for the character. It's like someone modifies the Miley Cyrus game so it looks like more like the modern Miley Cyrus, with nothing, little pum pum shorts, and then the shaved, side of the head shaved. And so yeah, that was it's so funny to see that stuff. I mean, but I want to buy that game, but I don't want to look like a fucking pervert.
You're not a pervert. I still love you, Chris. How about that? You could be a pervert with me. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, these are, and let me tell you, the show, thank you to the Tsunami Faithful podcast, and word has been getting out, and it's so weird. Okay, it was bad, not bad enough. I have my mom sleeping in the background. I guess apparently my dad has started listening to the show, which is really fucking creepy. So, Dad, I'm sorry. But it's my dad followed me on Twitter, and then he liked my, when you retweet or favorited or whatever, the Two Strangers One Podcast, when I released it on my Twitter feed. So that was weird. And then also Jody Schaefer, one of my personal heroes, and with all due respect to his relationship, I mean, if I was gay, I'd probably be going after him. But creator of Megas XLR.
Megas XLR, yep.
Which is a show that I absolutely love. I mean, he liked the episode also. Like, you know, he posted it. He liked it on Facebook. So it's like such a weird dichotomy of people.
Yes, we have famous people following us. Yes,
Two Strangers One Podcast is blowing up, man. It's just it just blows my mind. So just hi to everyone who's listening. You know, it is weird to know that people are listening now.
Which, by the way, if you're fucking listening, follow the goddamn fucking Twitter. We only have like 13 followers. Follow the fucking Twitter. Do I have to start doing stuff on there? I will. I'll get naked on there. I'll fucking, I don't know. I'll do something. Whatever. We'll see.
Stranger Podcast, at Stranger Podcast.
Yes.
Which is, it's always because, you know, I still have that video of me dancing in my Spider-Man underwear online.
Oh, I didn't see that. I might puke.
Oh yeah, I did that. Well over a year ago. I mean, the was still nice, and it was to promote Two Strangers One Podcast because it's like written on the screen across, you know, and so I'm probably one day something either really good or really bad's going to happen to me, and they're going to look for like files, footage, or whatever online, and it's going to be me dancing in my Spider-Man underwear. So.
Hey, look! This is the new Spider-Man movie. Dun, 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 dun. Anyways,
he's a trailer for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. And by the way, I hear that you like Space Dandy?
Yeah, I was. Well, I guess two things. I mean, one thing you recommended to me was that I get my internet fixed from Time Warner, which was kind of weird because I had complained about Time Warner, and when I complained about Time Warner on my Facebook, it got retweeted on my Twitter, and then Time Warner wrote me back on my Twitter feed, which has happened before when I've shit talked about Chase Bank.
Yes.
So you know, they're like, oh, email us your what's your account number and we'll look into it. But I already called the place. I mean, you know, my service was out like on a Thursday and the guy was coming on Sunday. So I mean, what are they gonna do? Fucking get a time machine and fix it? So. But actually, those sons of bitches, they didn't come on Sunday. They came on Monday. But they called me and they said, "Oh, we're gonna give you $20 credit." So big fucking whoop. But
dude, it's $20. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, with that,
see, a fucking podcast works, motherfucker.
With that being said, I think I don't know if it was because of the problem, but I had gotten extra channels on my television, which I was not aware of. My mother discovered it because my mom likes to, my mom being from Puerto Rico and everything like that. My mom likes to watch the Spanish stations, and trust me, I've watched so much Spanish TV in the past, 2-3 weeks that my mom's been up here, which I thought it was just going to be a 1 week vacation, and not 1 week visit. Not that I'm complaining. Trust me, I'm not complaining. I'm eating like a fucking champ. She's buying me beds. I love my mom. But that being said, watching a lot of Spanish TV. So she had said, she goes, "Oh, I thought you just had, Univision and there's also Telemundo or whatever." And I was like, I didn't know which one. I thought I only had one of them. And apparently my mother realized, messing around with my TV, that I had all these extra channels. That being said, on Saturday night, I was like, oh shit. I put on, with this past Saturday night when I got home from work, Toonami was on. And I'll be honest with you, I had it on. It was sort of more in the background. But when Space Dandy came on, I really did pay attention. I'm digging it. I am really, really fucking digging it. I've never, and this is going to sound blasphemy, I've never seen an episode of Cowboy Bebop. I'm aware of it. I am aware that it exists. I'm aware that there, it has a diehard fan base. And actually a friend of mine, Jimmy, rest in peace, he recommended that show to me, and I haven't had a chance to, I never got around to giving it a watch.
I'll just have Jose send you every single episode because I'm sure he's got enough copies. But continue.
Just real quick. I mean, Cowboy Bebop is let's just say hypothetically, I was to try to watch every episode. Is it like a jillion episodes, or is it like?
No, it's not a jillion episodes. I believe it's 24 to 26 episodes.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. So I'll probably be checking that out. But I was, like I said, I was watching Space Dandy, and I dug it. I mean, there's a guy flying around in the Statue of Liberty, and there's. There's an alien that's banned in another that was kind of banished to another universe where he makes cosmic ramen noodles.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So it was really fucking weird. I liked his robot companion that kind of spoke in that funky
auto-tune.
And have you ever played the games Portal, or the Portal games for I mean, they're all on all the systems, but I played it for the computer.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. No, the games are, well, part 1 is really good. Everyone swears part 2 is like even better, but I think part 1 is like, it's one of those deals where by the time you get to part 2, part 1's the novelty of playing. Oh, there goes my mom again.
It's really loud now. Entertainment value, people. Entertainment.
Yeah. What other show gives you someone snoring in the background?
Yeah, exactly.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I've never heard one with someone snoring in the background.
Hey, we should get an award for this shit. Anyways, continue. And
the main character that you fight, the main bad guy, if you want to call it that, is a character named GLaDOS. It's supposed to be like GLaDOS, but it's DOS, like disk operating system.
Yeah.
And that kind of the way the robot speaks on Space Dandy is the way the bad guy. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just can't beat Mom snoring in the background. This is gonna be I should just stop talking
and just listen to that.
Snore.
But anyways, you were saying, yes.
GLaDOS, the bad guy in the Portal games, kind of speaks in that funky, robotic, auto-tuned way. And it was, the games, like I said, in my opinion, I think part 1, even though part 2 has more stuff to do, part 1 was such a novel change of a game. It's not your normal platformer, it's not your normal, well, actually it would be more of a first person shooter if anything, and you're solving puzzles, but it's not really a first person shooter because you're not really shooting anything, but it's from the perspective of a first person. So the Portal games are great, and like I said, the main character GLaDOS sounds like that robot character. So when I was listening to it, it kept taking me back to the Portal games, which are awesome. And for the fans of the game Portal, the cake is a lie. That's one of the lines from the game, that because in the first game the character, because in the first one she's pretending like she's your friend, and it's obvious that she's the bad guy, and she's telling you that when you get to the end of the game you're gonna get cake, and then of course she's the bad guy, you don't get cake, she's trying to kill you, so the cake is a lie.
So what did you think of this? So you really were into this show, huh?
Oh, I dug it. It was really fucking odd. I mean, it's one of those deals where, once you accept the fact that it's totally fucking batshit crazy, I dug it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
the first episode was, I really don't want to give it away if you're going to actually watch it, but like the first episode, like basically like something happens and you get to this episode, you're like, wait, didn't this just happen? So.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of funny because the show makes fun of itself. So I mean, it's getting. If you guys want to listen to what I said about Space Dandy, you can listen to this week's Johnny Faithful podcast because we have what we deem a Space Dandy recap. But the one thing that I really want to see more out of this show is action, because that's what Adult Swim is about. Is like action shows. Because you watch Space Dandy, and like, for example, my father was watching it with me. He's like, I want to see what this shit's all about. And as I'm watching it, I'm looking at my father, and he's sitting here going, what the hell is this shit? And I'm just sitting there going, oh god. So
you on the drugs?
I was waiting for him to say that, actually, but the funny thing was at the end of Space Dandy, they say, okay, Bleach is up next, and like he's like, now that show I could get into. I'm just like, oh god. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a little bit more action. I mean, it's more like comedy, and the show makes fun of itself. But I'm really hoping that this gets into more of an action-packed kind of show too, because I think that it will be interesting. So.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have all. I mean, I enjoyed it. Maybe because I wasn't expecting it to be like this action-packed show. I mean, I had no idea. Space Dandy's such a fucking vague name that I was like, what the hell is it about? So I enjoyed it coming in from a totally blank fucking perspective, which sometimes is the best way. Like like sometimes you'll catch a movie on cable that you have you never even knew this movie existed. And then you watch it and you're like, God damn, that was a good movie. How come I never heard of it? So,
Right, yeah.
because I had like, you know, growing up in New York City, they're always like screening movies. Like there literally be people that like come by and go, oh, here's tickets for a movie, and you know, because they want people to screen it so that, you know, you can get your like reaction and stuff like that. So like I saw My Cousin Vinny that way, you know, I had no idea that the movie existed, and I went to go see it in the theater. You know, like someone gave me a ticket. I saw. Have you ever seen? It was a movie called California with Brad Pitt, but it's like California spelled with a K.
What is it about?
It's the guy from, if I'm not mistaken, the guy from X-Files, David Duchovny. This is way before X-Files. David Duchovny and his girlfriend are doing like a cross-country trip, and they want to go to California, and then what they do is they put up like a posting like on a cork board in the supermarket saying that, you know, we want to get to California, but we don't have enough money for gas. We'll be willing to drive anybody if you guys will chip in for gas. So it ends up being like Brad Pitt and his girlfriend, but like in that particular movie, Brad Pitt's a fucking psycho serial killer guy, and like every time they stop, like he kills people. And
I do think I remember that, but it's been so long, like I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, I got like an idea of what you're talking about, but like I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it was. That's not really spoiling it. Like, you know, I admit when I spoil things, that's not real. I mean, that's kind of expected. That's the twist. But you know, mind you, I saw that movie.
What's the twist?
You know, I had gotten like tickets to see it, so I was totally blank. You know, when you get the ticket, nobody tells you what it's about. It just says California with a K, and it was kind of like the same thing with Space Dandy, where you come into this, you come into it having no fucking idea, no preconceptions, no trailers to spoil things for you, you know, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. So it's the same thing like Space Dandy. I had no idea what the fuck to expect. I mean, I was aware of Cowboy Bebop. It does kind of have that style, like the way the human characters look like, you know, so I was aware of that. You know, you could tell it's from the same minds, you know. This is my mom fucking blasting.
Look, she saw it.
If she finds that's it, this podcast is over.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll never be funnier than that.
Exactly. See, then we'll actually have some dick and fart jokes. There you go.
And so, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was so fucking odd. You know, it was, you know, I mean, being someone that's a fan of like a cartoon like Megas XLR, where, you know, it's action and comedy, you know, I dug it, you know what I'm saying?
So, you know what, we should talk about that actually too, because I don't know if you've been aware of it, but, you know, because I am a Toonami faithful, obviously, the one thing that we keep an eye on is George Christick's Twitter. Mm-hmm. And his Twitter has been starting to get a little bit interesting. Basically, like, for example, he was asking, let me just bring this up real quick. He asked, like, the other day, okay, Megas XLR fans, question brought up via Twitter, if we hashtag bring back Megas XLR, do we go with new animation / design style or go retro? And then further down, and I noticed this the other day, and I was like, oh, I gotta retweet this. Let me just get down here. Sorry, I'm doing this like right on the spot. He says, so should we launch a Kickstarter to buy back the rights to hashtag MegasXLR? And then
I will sell my fucking blood.
I think somebody actually said that. So, like, I'm thinking, like, maybe what we should do is, and I'm saying this on the podcast because I think a lot of people would want to talk to George. George has been on Toonami Faithful podcast a bunch of times. Maybe I should see if he'll come on our podcast and we can have a little bit of an update, because it's kind of weird that all of a sudden we're getting like this. We're starting to get like this, like all this talk about it on his Twitter. So I'm guessing something's going on.
Mm-hmm. That if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he said March or May, and I forget which one. Either March or May is the 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
So yes. I'm wondering if we're trying to bring it. We're trying to bring it back. Literally. Hashtag bring back Megas XLR. So, oh, dude, if they start a fucking Kickstarter, that's it. I'm done.
ToonamiPeople.com is on board. I would say Two Strangers One Podcast is on board. So.
Oh, that's it. I will fucking.
We will promote the shit out of it.
Sell my ass.
Sell your ass.
That's it.
See, the only shitty part though is like, it's not going to be on Toonami, which it should be on Toonami and it should be on Cartoon Network, but because of fucking how they wrote it off, it's just really, really shitty, you know? And you know what? It's kind of funny because Jason DeMarco was the one that brought all this up, and had he not brought it up, nothing would be going on. So you gotta owe the creator, one of the co-creators and the current person in charge of Toonami, you know, you gotta owe this man some props because he was the one that actually started this movement to bring it back. So, yeah, you know, it's interesting. And by the way, continuing with the Toonami, since I have the floor, before the commercial break, while I have Chris not trying to put a gun to my head,
right before you started the episode, I'm like, oh, this won't be a nerdy episode.
20 minutes in, it's
nerdy as fuck. I guess you can't fight the nature of the beast. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
No, and so you've seen Samurai Jack, right?
Of course, I've seen a couple episodes.
Wow, Jesus Christ!
I guess I've seen it also. No.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit! Actually, right now I'm looking at the Toonami News account, which is our official Twitter for ToonamiFaithful.com. Shameless plug. And it's really funny because the amount of followers we have right now is 7777. I don't know why that is, but whatever. I'll take it. So I put out basically on Toonami News, like I do whenever news comes up. Basically, they announced today on their Tumblr that Samurai Jack was going to start on February 1st, 2014, but it's also starting at 4 a.m. And the thing I wanted to bring up real quick is this is as popular as Megas XLR because people wanted this to come back because everybody thought it was an awesome show. And really, it never left because it was just on Boomerang. Mm-hmm. And you know how those shows are. Like, they're just buried on Boomerang, and it's probably at a weird hour where nobody sees it, you know.
Yeah.
So currently, right now, and this is how I measure how popular it is, Samurai Jack has, the post I put up has 96 retweets and 56 favorites.
Nice.
So that measure right there tells me that a lot of people are looking forward to the show. But the one thing that is a little bit like discerning to me is it's going to be at 4 a.m. and I know why they're probably doing that, but I think some people have kind of started talking about how it's late, and I don't like the fact that it's late either. But there's got to be a reason for it, and I'm hoping there is a reason for it, like a big reason, not like, oh well, we just decided to put it there because people actually like this series, and I think it would do well for the ratings, And unfortunately, and I think it would be the same way with Megas XLR if it was on broadcast TV, things are measured by ratings now. So I would love to see this up higher, but I'm also thinking there's going to be like some kind of huge announcement about some show, maybe like that, maybe Attack on Titan, like you were saying you want to try to get into. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that we see something big.
Yeah, I mean, you got to come in somewhere, that's what she said. But you got to, I think right now it's 4 o'clock just to sort of get it on the radar. I'm pretty sure people already have, it's on anyone that cares, it's on their radar. But, I guess to kind of get the buzz.
I mean, a lot of people care if there's that many retweets and favorites. I mean, for me, like, I think... Obviously, I know they want to keep it close to when Cartoon Network comes back on in the morning there. Mm-hmm. Whoa. Jesus Christ, dude.
People are going to be snoring through Samurai Jack. See, that's what happens when you do stuff at 4 o'clock in the morning. No.
So, like, I don't know, like, I understand that they want to try to keep it close to Cartoon Network's time, which... I had said that at some point when Inuyasha goes off the air, they're going to throw it at the 5:30 slot. So, literally, it leads right into Cartoon Network. But like, it just a lot of us are kind of like, so you take a show that's been on for like 10 years, Ghost in the Shell, and you move that up to 3 a.m. and then you put this at 4, and you kind of just sit there and scratch your head and go, okay, there's got to be a huge reason for this because And you're not up on Toonami. You don't really follow this, but I just really wanted to talk about that for a minute because I won't be on the other podcast this week because I have to fucking babysit. Holy shit!
I guess I'm used to it, so it kind of I gloss over it. Like, I didn't even notice it until you bring it up.
Yeah. Oh my god. So, I'm hoping for a huge announcement coming soon. So those of you that are listening that are Toonami fans, keep an ear out. Well, keep an eye out on the Twitter feed. But I really think there's something huge coming. What it is, I'm thinking that it's either Attack on Titan or another thing that came to my mind tonight was Ghost in the Shell Arise is out there. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's being dubbed right now because I'm not. One thing that people don't understand is I'm not like a huge anime. I'm not huge into anime. Like I don't even have time to literally play a fucking DVD, and I've bought like 5 in the last couple months that I should have watched by now. And it's just like, so I'm not following these things. So you can ask me, oh, is this being dubbed or is this doing this? And I would sit there and be like, sure, because like. One of the things that people don't understand is like I get oh god
sorry
this is just making the show even better. It just I don't know, like it just gets annoying after a while because people like seem to like try to rag on me for not knowing all this stuff about anime, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Jesus Christ, dude, she's getting loud. People are going to listen to this podcast and be like, what the fuck? But let me finish this really quick. That's what she said. It's I don't know. I mean, it's just, I like to see things when it comes on Toonami. Mm-hmm. And I think that Toonami, the shows that are on Toonami are the best anime shows out there, Or, in the case of the past, those are the best shows that were out there on TV. It is what it is. When I watch a show, I would rather watch it on Toonami. I don't want to go to Disney and watch some show that's probably, it probably runs at the same time that Toonami's on for all I know. I want my shows on Toonami because I love Toonami so much, and I take every show that is on Toonami with some exceptions, like in the past that we won't talk about. I like those shows, and I think every show that's been on since the block has come back has been good. And I think anybody that sits there and tries to come at me and say, "Oh, this one wasn't good," I would probably tell them to go fuck up. So. I don't know, I just wanted to say that real quick, because a lot of people were attacking me on Tumblr today, and I didn't really appreciate that.
Oh my god. Stop hurting Paul's feelings, people.
Yeah, I have, I am not... Look, I will be the first one to tell you I am not an expert on the inner workings of an anime, and I'm not, that far into an anime that I will sit there and talk for hours about it. I'm just a Toonami faithful that likes watching action-packed shows where somebody fucking bleeds. I want somebody to fucking bleed. Okay? I want somebody to fucking bleed all over the goddamn floor. Like last weekend, the One Piece episode where that episode was just so epic, and I like seeing those episodes. I want to see more of that, and any show that you can show me that's going to do well on Toonami that you think is gonna, send it my way. I would love to get a preview of it, and if it's really good and I can get a screener of it and I think it's good, I'm going to promote the shit out of it because, hey, I want fucking good shows on Toonami. I don't want shitty shows,
Yeah, no placeholders.
And by the way, anybody out there that fucking says, if I hear one more fucking person tell me that Toonami's an anime block, I'm gonna fucking shove Samurai Jack so far up their ass that they're not gonna walk right for a week, okay? Because I'm fucking, dude, I'm fucking serious. I'm fucking sick of that shit. I don't know. It's like with if people talk about DC shows, I guess that's the best example to use with you. Mm-hmm. It gets annoying after a while when they sit there and they go, "Oh, DC shows." There's no fucking good DC shows out there, and then you have to go out there and fucking defend that shit,
So what do I have to smack? Yeah, Justice League, Young Justice, Justice League Unlimited, just to name 3 or whatever. let's not,
I definitely agree with you, man. Like, I am, I would love to see, like, for example, Young Justice on Toonami, I think would be a perfect one. But, there again, it's Warner Brothers and, well, I think it's more DC Comics being stingy about their property and just being like, nope, sorry, can't have it. When it's done playing, it's done playing. And that sucks,
Yeah. So, with that, I think we'll be back with more dick and fart jokes.
And snoring.
This episode of Two Strangers, One Podcast is brought to you by Comics Etc., 1115 East Main and North Goodman at the Hungerford Building, door number 8. Find out more information at comicsetc.biz or like them on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsetc1.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back. And just, yes, my mom is snoring in the background. Her father, and my grandfather, who rest his soul, he used to snore this loud. And we used to, we would literally be on the other side of the house. Like, he'd be in his bedroom and we'd be, in the living room, all the way down this long-ass hallway that winds, mind you. And we would hear my grandfather snoring. So that was, I'm so freaking, immune to it that, I've been doing this my whole life. So I'm kind of, listening to my grandfather snore and now my mom, I'm pretty sure, because my daughter has inherited my mom's nose. So I'm pretty sure. Because my daughter doesn't snore, not yet.
This should be interesting.
Yeah, there's generations. Speaking of my mom, anyone who follows my Facebook or, like I said, last episode, I actually recorded an episode with my mom, a podcast, which I don't know when I'm going to release it, but I mean, I think it came out to be it came out 1,000 times better than I was expecting it to be, because especially that it was kind of like a last minute, my mom was not ready to record, but I think we pulled a fucking great episode out. My mom's been in town, so her being up here, being outside of, leaving New York City and being up in Rochester, she wants to do things that you don't normally do in New York City. And one of the places that, to the best of my knowledge, there are none in New York City, is going to Golden Corral. Now, for those, I don't know if it's a regional thing, I don't know if it's one of those places, but
Golden Corral is a national chain, and they've been here in Rochester. What they usually do is Rochester's like a test market. Mm-hmm. So what they usually, I don't know if that has to do anything with them saturating the market with commercials about a specific store or restaurant, but if you notice, you get a shit ton of fucking ads for these national chains that are how do I put it? They're not in Rochester, but you just get inundated with all these ads, and all of a sudden, years later, they end up showing up in Rochester. Yeah. So it's kind of fun.
Mine is Sonic.
Yes,
I constantly see Sonic commercials. Yes, but I don't think there's a Sonic. Is there a Sonic anywhere
there
in
is...
the Northeast United States?
Well, no, there's Sonics across the United States, but I think, to answer, there is going to be one in Rochester. I just don't know where it's going to be. Okay. So I think there is going to be one in Henrietta, which is awesome because everything's fucking in Henrietta and I don't have to go too far. Yay! Anyways, I'm too excited about that.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm actually like on the Sonic website. I guess you could. So we had went to Golden Corral, and just for the people that don't know, because actually the whole reason even Golden Corral's other than the commercials, is, do you remember like a couple months ago there was a guy that did like an expose where they had the chicken wings sitting out on the rack by the dumpster behind, and this was not in the one in Rochester. This was someone down south where a certain Golden Corral was trying to get. The health inspector was coming, and I guess apparently there were these chicken wings that were just laying out, and they didn't have anywhere to put them. So the manager ordered one of the employees, or the guy who did the video. They ordered him to just take the rack and put it behind the store by the dumpsters, and it was kind of like this little like enclosed area, but still, I mean, like these things were literally 5 feet away from the dumpster with not even like, for the love of God, not even plastic wrap on top or anything like that. And then, of course, there was a lot of people who were trying to discredit the guy because I believe he had some sort of record, which, I mean, let's be real here. I used to be a correctional officer. A huge chunk of restaurants and mostly fast food chains and stuff like that. Those are the few jobs. The people who really work in the back are all ex-felons. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, those are one of the few jobs where they don't care if you have a felony in your past. So they were really trying to beat down this guy. I'm not going to knock anybody. Hey, if you're an ex-con and you're trying to work, I'm not going to kick you while you're down. So people were trying to say, oh, he's an ex-con and he's trying to discredit the company, and quite frankly, everybody who works in those, the people who really work in the back in the kitchen are all ex-cons. I mean, not they're all, I'm pretty sure there are people, you got people, teenagers doing their first job, people in their early 20s with their first job, and then on the flip side, you kind of got older people that, already probably finished their careers, but still want some sort of income. Right. So this guy's, and if I'm not mistaken, if you go on YouTube, it's like dumpster wings or whatever. So that's how Golden Corral hit my radar. And after that, I definitely didn't want to go to Golden Corral. And I did show that video to my mom. I'm pretty sure I did. She'd freak the fuck out.
She'd be like, no, you're not going. Sorry. You know what Golden Corral reminds me of, though?
What's that?
Sorry to interrupt you, but It reminds me of Ponderosa. Because Ponderosa, like, you could do, like, okay, I guess it's not, it's more like Old Country Buffet, because Ponderosa, you could actually order meals. But there was also a buffet. But it kind of reminds me of Ponderosa because I loved fucking Ponderosa. Dude, like, for like $7 you could get, like, keep going up and getting food. Oh. Sorry, I'm a fucking fat man right now.
And now, mind you, everything that I'm saying, so we don't get sued or whatever the case may be, I am not insulting the food at Golden Corral. The food was actually now, of course, all these buffets, it's all the same shit. It's all stuff that doesn't spoil or doesn't spoil easily. Tons of carbs. I mean, if you're a person on a diet, I mean, obviously, if you're going to an all-you-can-eat buffet, there's the last place you should go. But I mean, it's all pasta and rice and bread and variations of bread and pasta. And here's pasta this way, and here's pasta with cheese, and here's pasta with with sauce, and here's. And don't get me wrong. I mean, we did have, pieces of steak, and the guy working the grill, being a guy who used to work in corrections, I'm pretty sure this guy is, I'm pretty sure he's put a body or two in the ground, but that's the kind of person you want working the grill.
This is true.
I mean, I'm not going to kick the guy while he's down about his past, but, did me a pretty decent, well, actually, I had asked for just a medium steak only because my mom asked for a medium steak, so I kind of just said, yeah, whatever she's getting. And he told me it wasn't done, but it was, I enjoyed it. I can enjoy a rare steak. And so, the food, once again, I am not bashing the food, but the clientele, it was, now of course, you have to understand, I'm 300 pounds. I'm 298 pounds. I am a fat man. At my heaviest, I was 360, size 52 waist. I'm a big guy. I had the gastric bypass. I lost the weight, and I'm such a fat fuck that I lost 200 pounds. I lost 180 pounds.
Oh, please, stop. Don't make fun of yourself. Continue.
Oh no, I'm a fat bastard. I am the first to admit it. But that being said, okay, I'm a fat bastard who, when I'm at work, I'm on my feet all day and I move. You know, I will go around. Maybe it's because I'm the New Yorker in me that I'm always in a rush. You know, for a fat fuck, you know, I'm pretty light on my feet. I'm a very decent swimmer. You know, I like to eat, and I like to eat large portions. The people at this particular Golden Corral, and once again, has nothing to do with the actual place itself, but you know, when you allow people to shovel food into their faces, all it was people, it was morbidly obese. And when I say morbidly, I guess technically I'm morbidly obese, but I mean like people that needed canes to walk, you know, people that you know, you see them get up and like, you know, it's so funny that when you walk in, there's like handrails and stuff like that. You know, and you think it's supposed to be for like crowd control, like to keep people in a line. And I honestly think it's for people who just can't stand, you know, that, you know, they walk from their car to and see, and that's what kills me is that a buffet, a true buffet, doesn't need waiters and waitresses because you're supposed to get up and get your own food.
Right.
You know, when you're 500 pounds, you know, you need someone to bring you your food. And, you know, and like I said, you know, it sounds like, you know, I'm the last person to be throwing stones at other fat people because I'm a fat person myself. But, you know, I don't need support. I don't need a cane to walk. I don't, you know, and I'm in my late 30s. So it's like, you know, I don't think I'm going to hit 500 pounds. I haven't hit it yet. So, you know, it was just really weird seeing people fucking eat themselves into disability, you know, because then you see, you know, they all get, you know, you see people leave and they get in their like minivans, but you know, like the reason they're in a minivan is because, you know, it's big enough for them to be comfortable and sit in and stuff like that. And people that need assistance getting in their cars and stuff like that. So, I mean, was the food good? Yes, it was good. I guess apparently it's so good that you want to come back every day until you fucking... Oh, what the hell?
Is there an announcement out there? We're coming to kill you, Chris. Oh, anyways.
So yeah, there was so my
well,
mom
apparently it was really bad when it first opened. Like there were complaints all over Facebook about it. Like people were like, yeah, like it got real racist real quick. Like I sat there and I'm like, I'm looking at Craigslist, I'm looking at Facebook, and I'm like, holy shit, you people need to like chill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It gets, you know, because I guess when you're eating on a budget or whatever, there are people, you know, who will come from, you know, the bad parts of town to eat well. And I swear to God, also what I've heard about that Golden Corral was, now mind you, this was a conversation between two people that I had nothing to do with. And this was a couple months ago. Someone goes, you know, because up here in Rochester, the one, to the best of my knowledge, there's only one Golden Corral up here, and that's the one in Henrietta.
Yes, that's the only one, yeah.
Yeah, they go, oh, you mean that Golden Corral? Where the people got into the fist fight over chicken wings? And, I mean, you know, if you're a racist person, you could sit there and laugh at that. You know, I mean, it was just, and it, you know, it's one of those deals where it's so fucking ridiculous, but it's so ridiculous, it's funny when it shouldn't be. You know, where people are getting into fist fights over chicken wings.
Yeah.
But, you know, after being at that particular Golden Corral, I can see how... You can see how and why that happened, but yeah, I mean, you know, but yeah, I don't want to touch up on that whole racist in the shadow of racism kind of a thing, but yeah, you know,
yeah. I mean, I went to that Golden Corral, and it actually is really it's nice. I kind of wish I was hungry at that time that I went, but you know,
I was stuffed. I left stuffed, and I wanted to shove more food in my face, but
I won't tell anybody.
I wanted to shove some of that, you know, I guess one of their main things was like a Bourbon Street chicken or whatever, you know. I wanted some more Bourbon Street chicken, but, you know, even though I'm 300 pounds, part of me said, okay, it's time to stop before you fucking throw up, and we left. But, yeah, so that was, and then me and my mom went to the Finger Lakes Casino again, which was a, you know, it's one of those casinos up here. It's not one of the fancy ones. It's all just slot machines, which now they've made it all digital slot machines. Where
Really?
It's all where, before they had mostly digital slot machines, and then you kind of, then you would have like ones that had like the traditional looking. It's funny, that's when you said 7777, like, when you're getting sevens in a row when you're playing. But that being said, I don't trust it. I can't trust a machine that's all digital. For me to stick money in a machine and then a computer will tell me whether I won or not. That's just begging for you to get fucked in the ass. I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't my idea. I had a good time with my mom, and, being an older lady who doesn't smoke or drink or anything like that, going to the casino is the one vice that, I guess it's okay to still have. And she doesn't go. She probably goes to the casino, maybe 4 or 5 times a year. And that's, she'll go down to, when in New York City, they have a bus that goes from New York City to Atlantic City. And it's like literally, because it's also kind of sponsored by the casinos. So like you literally pay like $35, but they'll give you $20 in quarters. So it's like,
sweet.
You're paying like,
I need to get on board this shit.
Because they're saying they'll give you like $20 in quarters because you're going to go there and spend way more than those $20 in quarters, and then everybody wins, and the bus company, it's, and when you think about, when you count per head of all the people that are on the bus, and there are people who do go every day or a couple times a week. So everybody wins. But it's seeing that it's all digital now. It feels even more like a scam, that's begging for you to just throw your money away, So I guess I had fun. I'm not going to lie, but it's, you won't see me catching that bug of like, oh, we got to go to the casino, because it's like, and don't get me wrong, it's all, I mean, we're from a generation that played video games, so, all the casino is video games for old people, it's just, it's all dark, and a lot of beeping and flashing, and I can see, and of course they make these casinos with no windows to the outside world, so like whether you're there at 2:00 in the morning or at, high noon, it's exact same inside. The one we went to, Finger Lakes Casinos, actually is it a dog track or a horse track? I think is it a dog track at the Finger Lakes? Or is it a horse track?
Yes, it's
a horse track, I think.
Yes, it's a horse track, and it's really funny because I since I've been dating my girlfriend, like I've been going into Batavia, and it's so funny because I didn't know where Batavia Downs was, but Batavia Downs is right in the middle of like Kmart and fucking Walmart and all these fucking stores, and I'm just sitting there going, really? Really? So
yeah, it's now the one thing I can say was as well, we're keeping it real local up here, but I think we're kind of keeping it kind of vague. People understand what the hell we're talking about. It is a horse track because I used to work out in the Radio Shack out in Victor, and Victor is a little more high class area, rich people area, whatever. But the jockeys are all like Puerto Ricans in their early 20s. Because all these guys are like, they're of below average height, so they're good for being jockeys, and they used to come into the Radio Shack because, they get paid somewhat decent, and of course, young guys are gonna go and waste their money, so they used to love it, and I'm not, I'm a Puerto Rican myself, so I'm not trying to be like, stereotypical or whatever, but, like just buying cell phones, mobile phones, like, but the like prepaids, like the Boost Mobiles and the what's the other one? Boost Mobile and, well, not the track phones, but or the T-Mobile prepaids and stuff like that. So these guys would come in, and my Spanish is limited. I'm what they call Puerto Rican, but it was the horse racers, the jockeys used to come into that Radio Shack all the time to buy cell phones. So it was kind of that was guys that like literally like they came from Puerto Rico like a month ago, and now they're trying to adapt here. Right. In the United States, living the American dream of racing horses for money.
Oddly enough, I do see a lot of Mexicans in Batavia, which is kind of funny that you said that, because I'm just like, now that makes sense, maybe.
Yeah, and it's just, it's also, casinos are our service industry. Kind of, once again, the guys work in the background and stuff like that. Even though, like, my mom, because, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Finger Lakes is Native American, you know. And my mom was like,
maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay. Because my mom was like, how come I don't see any Native American people here? And I'm like, Mom, because they own the fucking place.
There's it's kind of like a micro. It's how do I put it? I think it's just mainly slot machines. Mm-hmm. So in Batavia, that's just it's there, and there's one in Canandaigua like it. Those ones aren't. Yeah, they're not Native American affiliated, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I just said because my mom was like, how come I don't see Native Americans? I said, because they own the fuck. They're not going to work here. You know, they own it. They don't have to, you know, and my daughter's grandfather, I mean, you know, if my math is correct, you know, my daughter's 37% Native American, you know, he gets a check. He gets a check every month from, you know, the casinos. He's Seneca Nation. And I think all his stuff is out in Buffalo. But you know, yeah, he gets a good sized check every month, you know, which is why he doesn't have to work. Well, he collects disability also, but I'm speaking his business. Okay, let's kind of, well, I guess if we're keeping it local, our first female black mayor, because it wasn't our first. Well, I'm Mr. fucking Rochester. But our mayor, Lovely Warren, who just took office 18 days ago.
Yeah.
Is you know already. And
in controversy.
In controversy. Now, I do, you know, let me just preface this by saying, one, I mean, I was, if you want to say I'm for her, I you know, just because, you know, sometimes I'm just a Democrat just to piss off people that are Republican. You know, you gotta give, you know, I'm not gonna judge this woman because she's, you know, black and female. But she was, for local Rochester people, she was on the Brother Wee show. You know, I did like everything she had to say. I mean, it was, of course, like every other fucking politician, you know, I mean, telling us everything we want to hear. But I do feel bad that, like, her grandfather, like, passed away, like, a week before she got, you know.
I mean.
So, I mean, just, you know, to add a little human angle to what's going on, I mean, you know, like, she just started, you know what I'm saying? The first black female, mayor of Rochester. And, you know, and you got this grandfather who, you know, probably grew up in a time where, you know, was probably discriminated against and, you know, probably had horrible things happen to him. So, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, happy as fuck that his, you know, his granddaughter, you know,
well, when he was alive, yes.
When he was alive, yeah. I'm just saying, you know, like, you know, I mean, you know, she was already elected. I mean, he knew that she was, you know, and then he passes away like a week before she gets sworn in. And then, like, I mean,
no. He got elected. He passed away. They swore her in. At his bedside I think it was Strong. It was either Strong or Highland. And people that are listening, like over, like in California or something, like, what the fuck is Strong or Highland?
Strong is a hospital, but that's, you know, it's one of the better.
It's not here or there, but basically, like they swore her in, and then it was the next day, like literally the next day, he died. So he got to see her sworn in right in front of his bed, which was awesome.
But these fucking reporters were taking pictures at the funeral. Like, I don't get that. People who, and I've seen this happen, and I mean, there are like funny ones, like not funny ones, that's not the right word, but there are people who have taken pictures at funerals. I don't get it. I mean, I know nowadays we have, you know, everyone has a camera on their phone and people take pictures. But I can't see myself ever like taking a picture of a dead body. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people, you know, I'm just saying, like you want to see him one last time or whatever. Like, I don't want my last image of someone, even, okay, that's in my head or whatever, but I can't see, like, you know, liking on Facebook, you know, here's Uncle Mike, you know, fucking with makeup, you know, his hands crossed over his chest, you know, and you know, the reporters, I mean, I understand this she's newsworthy, but they didn't have to put pictures of where, like, she's standing over his coffin and then, like, you could see him in the coffin. Come on, that was a really poor taste. I mean, not that I don't think that was a controversial thing. That's just my personal opinion.
Right.
It's fucking heartless. Taking pictures of a dead man.
So basically what happened was, to explain to the people, so the city of Rochester has never had a mayor that's had a security detail. And she all of a sudden decided, I'm going to get a security detail. And it brought a lot of questions. People are like, why do you need a security detail? You're the mayor of Rochester.
Yeah.
There's
not that bad.
No, they're not that bad. It's not that bad. And like she said, she's like, oh, well, there's threats against my life. And I know for a fact that one of the security guards, I guess there's two. One of them is her uncle.
Yeah.
And
that's all it was. She's giving her uncle a job.
Right. And personally, I don't think you should do that when you're in a position of power, because that's just leading to the wrong place. You don't want that to happen. You know, you don't want people to sit there and go, oh, okay, so you did this because he's your family member. Oh, I get it. Let's put the facts out there. You know, this guy was I believe, if I'm correct, a former state trooper, and he was also on a protection detail for 3 former governors of New York, I guess. So this guy has done this before. So I'm not going to sit here and downplay the fact that, yes, he has done this before. But then, you know, all of a sudden now what happens is they're on their way to the state of address in Albany, and on the way there and back, they get stopped for speeding. And so now there's this big controversy out there about how, you know, she got off, and, you know, basically now the security guard, who's her uncle, has put out a statement, and he's getting punished, and it's like the city council's investigating, and it's just like, you know, maybe there was a reason why people didn't want Lovely Warren to be the mayor, you know? Mm-hmm. And because if you remember, like, the big thing around here was this, all of a sudden this campaign came up and said, you know, was going for Richards to continue serving, because he didn't even want to do that. After he lost the primary, he didn't even want to do that. But, you know, because it became so popular, you know, he finally went, okay, well, if it happens, it happens. You know, there's nothing I can really do about it, and I'll serve. Mm-hmm. But, you know, and, you know, Lovely Warren obviously won, but at the same time, you know, it made me think, like, what is really wrong with this woman that she, like, people don't want her? And now we're starting to see these things, and I'm like, okay. Now I'm starting to get a picture of somebody that maybe's not understanding what she's supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't have anything against her, but I kind of think, like, she doesn't know exactly what she's doing. Mm-hmm. And she needs to take a little bit more responsibility and say to herself, okay, first, do I really need a security detail? That's number one. And number two, if I'm going to have a security detail, do I really need to have a family member doing it? No.
Yeah. I'm saying, yeah, agreeing with you, not saying, yes, she should have a family member.
Right, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's, I hate to say it, but it's like that method that they teach you in school. It's the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. You know, don't overcomplicate what just happened. You are the first black woman, female woman, mayor in Rochester. Let's not overplay this and make yourself look bad. And, you know, she just needs to, like, I'm a Democrat too, but Richards was a Democrat, and he just lost the primary. So I kind of wish that he was still here. Yeah. Like, he was still mayor or he got elected mayor because, you know, personally, it's just, I don't know, like, it should have went a lot better than what it did, so.
Yeah. I mean, you know, is it obvious nepotism? Yes. You know, do politicians give their friends jobs and their family members jobs? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, this reminds me of, while you're speaking, I was trying to look up the name of the guy, but it was the Jersey governor after Jim McGreevey, but before Chris Christie. You know, Jim McGreevey's the one that came out as gay, and then he kind of stepped down. And I'm trying to remember the guy after him, and I could see his face in my head. You know, he was kind of like balding with glasses and like a mustache, and he was. Not only was he speeding on the thruway, like, he had, like, Jersey state troopers actually, like, block off the highway so they can speed. Like, like him and his detail, you know, like, they were blocking off the Jersey state thruway. And then, you know, even though there were no other cars on the road, his convoy was speeding, and I swear to God, I can't think of his name, and I'm trying to look up his name, and it's off, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but, you know, I mean, that's kind of, a privilege that they abuse, speeding and stuff like that. I mean, if you're supposed to be like this, you're the top of the chain person in the city, you should be setting an example.
Yeah, you should be more responsible. It's just intelligent. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't be
3 weeks into office and you're already fucking hit with controversy. Yeah,
right. And I mean, it's not too serious, but it's still the point that if this is happening, what else is going to happen? You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Just stop being stupid. Just stop being stupid. That's all.
Bad first impressions. Okay. So
we got a couple more things we want to talk about.
I understand are you happy about what happened to A-Rod?
Oh yeah, I am so fucking dude. Like, I've been waiting for the show to talk about this because, like, oh my god, fuck A-Rod. Like, fuck that piece of shit who fucking can't even play goddamn baseball. Like, oh my god, like, this guy, they paid what? Like, he's the biggest paid baseball player in history, pretty much. And the Yankees, I don't think it was the Yankees that paid him at first, but he's being paid all this money, and year after year after year, he just blows fucking dick. He sucks. Dude, like, people sit there. What really pisses me off is people go and be like, well, the Yankees have the biggest budget in the MLB, and I sit there and I go, that was true until they acquired A-Rod. Because fucking A-Rod weighs these motherfuckers down. Like, it's so bad that they wanted to trade. I've heard rumors that they wanted to trade him off, but they can't trade him off because of how much money that's owed. They had to end up, it would be like a loss. And you're trying to fucking pick up players. This suspension, like, he's suspended for the whole season. He's also suspended for any playoff games that they're going to be in, which, fuck yeah, the Yankees have a better team now. They better go to the fucking playoffs this year, or we're going to have some problems. Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm a fucking hardcore Yankees fan. I'm actually wearing a Yankees shirt right now. But, like, man, like, with him being suspended, the Yankees are allowed, I think they're saving like $24 or $25 million. Like, they're fucking already going out there but like, we want this player, we want this player. And I'm just sitting there going, yes, now we're going to win a World Series, yes. Because, it's like I want to say it's Curtis Granderson. Or was it? No, it was Cano. Cano got this fucking Jay-Z money. He got this huge fucking, like, A-Rod type contract from Seattle. And I'm just sitting there going, you fucking sellout. Like, the Yankees, like, everybody loved you on the Yankees, and you're a fucking sellout and go to Seattle? Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm just really happy with all these fucking players getting fucked over. And to be honest with you, like, Jeter, I love Jeter. But, man, like, fuck, man, like, you've had so many injuries to your fucking ankle, just retire. Please. Dude, there's literally a job waiting for him at ESPN. Like, they've actually talked about this. There's actually, like, probably, like, a multi-million-dollar contract waiting for him at ESPN the minute he retires. What the fuck are you doing? You've won how many World Series?
Do more Gillette commercials. Do,
Dude, like this guy, like...
Do Men's Warehouse suit commercials. I mean, that money's there.
It's like I was trying to say to my dad the other day, like, fucking because this weekend coming up, the Broncos are playing the Patriots, and if the Broncos win, Peyton Manning goes to a Super Bowl again. And I was saying, like, if he wins the Super Bowl again, like, I would retire. I'd be like, fuck, I'm done. Like, I don't need to do anything more. I have done everything. I have 2 Super Bowl rings. I've shown all you people that I'm fucking the best goddamn quarterback out there. I'm done. I'm fucking done. And, like, that's the exact thing. That's the exact way that Jeter should be. Like, he's done everything that he can. The more that you're in there, it's like I guess the best example to put Jeter against is Eli Manning, Peyton's brother. Mm-hmm. Like, he's won 2 Super Bowls. And yes, he is young, so okay, fine, I can see him staying in. But dude, like, the longer he's in, if he continues playing like this, man, like...
Yeah, leave on a high note, yeah.
Even a high note. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they would still put you in the Hall of Fame because you have won 2 Super Bowls and you've proven yourself, but you're not doing yourself any favors by playing like this fucking season, you know? And the same thing goes with Jeter. Like, I understand that you've been injured, you know, I get it, but just do yourself a favor. If you're still hurting this season, just be like, look, I'm done. Before I make myself look like a fucking idiot, I'm done. And A-Rod, like, I hate the fact that he's going to be back the season after this one, but you know what? Like, I just hope that, like, he just, I just hope, like, they just bench him. Just like, bench him. Or, you know what? He was good at third base. Put him at third base. That's it. Just DH him. You know what? Have a designated hitter for him. Because fucking sucks. He sucks. Sorry, I went on a rant there. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, I'm going to speak as a person who absolutely does not watch any kind of sports whatsoever. That being said, you know, being from New York City, my grandfather lived in the Bronx. My grandfather served his country in World War II, came over from Puerto Rico after World War II in you know, the early 40s or late 50s or whatever. Oh, no, excuse me, early 40s, excuse me. Mid to early 40s, after serving World War II. Lived in the Bronx for several years. After a while, went back to Puerto Rico. When my grandfather passed away, this is my father's father. He was buried with the Yankees cap. So that was to show you the kind of like fanaticism that was driven in my family for the Yankees. Even when my grandfather was in Puerto Rico, because there's so many Puerto Ricans in New York. I mean, let's be real here. It's the Yankee games that gets played on Puerto Rican TV. You know, the stations that are, you know, when they basically cover New York sports in Puerto Rico. That being said, I mean, my grandfather used to love watching the Yankee games out there. That being said, also, having friends, you know, I've lived in the Bronx for a little while. I have friends that live in the Bronx. I've had several friends that have worked as security in Yankee Stadium, and everybody has said the same thing, that Derek Jeter is the fucking nicest guy in the world. Derek Jeter has, on several occasions, has taken out shiploads of freaking people from the people who work at Yankee Stadium, has taken them out to dance clubs, bars, or whatever the case may be, bought everybody's drinks. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, the guy, it's not like, you know,
he's making multi-million-dollar money there, so yeah.
To buy a bunch of freaking, you know, square badge security guards, you know, you know, a couple of rounds of drinks. You know, from what I get from my friends that have worked at Yankee Stadium, he is nice. He talks to everybody. You know, the guy, he's a good-looking athlete in New York City. You know, from what I'm looking at, you know, top 10 best paid, you know, career baseball players. You know, I don't know what he must have sold his fucking soul to the devil. You know, and not to mention that, you know, he's had some prime real estate girlfriends. I mean, you know, he's had some top dollar poontang, top shelf, I guess would be the best. I don't know what, yeah, you know, and you know, I mean, come on, the guy. I think if Derek Jeter shot someone in Times Square, no one would come out against him. I know it's a horrible thing to say. I'm just saying he's Mr. New York. Like, he can't kill. he can kill someone.
Him and Jay-Z. I think him and Jay-Z. If like Jay-Z killed somebody, like, well, wait a minute. Fucking Jay-Z was the one that got fucking Cano signed, so I don't know. I don't know about it.
The guy is Mr. New York. I mean, there's a lot of people in whose eyes he can do no wrong, and even from my own, second or third hand knowledge, you know, he's I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if I'm getting top shelf pussy, top dollar, you know, I'm on one of the best, best funded teams in the history of ever. I'm pretty sure I'd be a nice guy too. But, I'm just saying is he has every right to be a dick. He has every right to be a useless piece of shit like A-Rod. It shows you that the two extremes, because when I say A-Rod's a piece of shit, so that being said, Jeter can do no wrong. Jeter, unfortunately, I can't.
I always made the joke that it's the way that things go is it goes God, Jesus, Jordan, and then Jeter, and then I did have Tiger in there, but since he cheated, I don't know if I can put him there anymore.
Ah, come on. I remember discussing this a long time ago. My thing with Tiger Woods is, I mean, for Christ's sakes, his father, he was like 3 years old on, one of those, I don't know if it was like Johnny Carson or whatever, like, he was literally 3 years old, putting, that his father had him on a show. I mean, this guy has lived his whole life getting up early in the morning, training, being driven. I think you get to a point where, like, you kind of, and especially that he was, making top dollar, where you kind of, like, you wake up one day and you're like, I missed my whole teens. I missed my whole 20s.
Yeah, I mean...
That's why all, like, these teen Disney actresses go fucking ape shit. When you spend your whole, like, developmental, lifetime, whatever, dedicated to doing something, like,
right.
Britney Spears, and I'm pretty sure Britney Spears, when she was, top of the mountain, Britney Spears, she didn't get 5 fucking minutes to herself. So the minute you get a couple of dollars, and you get the free, and, like with Tiger Woods, he's not, I don't want to say he's good looking, but he's not bad looking. I'm a straight guy, saying? So if you got money and you're athletic, I mean, the women have to be throwing their pussy at you. They so how could, speaking as a man, I can't fault him. When you got everyone, when the world is bowing down to you, I can't see not taking advantage of it. That's the whole point of being, what's the use of being an athlete or rich or famous?
Well, yeah, I mean,
fucking run through fucking waves and waves of pussy. I mean,
and I think the media actually came down on Tiger really hard, and it was kind of funny because everybody kept talking about it, and people eventually just started, like, these radio shows would be talking about it, and they would call in, they'd be like, caller whatever, what are your thoughts? And they're like, well, my thought is you guys should just stop talking about this shit. Yeah, he cheated on somebody. It's over. It's done with. Stop it. Because like, it was really weird, and we'll move on after this because we'll go on a tangent about this all night. But it was the one thing that always pissed me off about that whole controversy was these fucking people were they just kept going on and on and on about Tiger. And I'm just sitting there going, Michael Jordan cheated and it lasted less than a week. Mm-hmm. The fuck is wrong with you people? Shut the fuck up.
And these are both guys that at one point were, like, above reproach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So they cheated. At least Jeter did the smart thing. Like, he still hasn't gotten married. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's plowing through all this fucking poontang, because, he's smart enough not to get married. And, when unfortunately guys like Jordan and Tiger Woods, I don't know, they kind of got suckered into getting married.
Well, I just hope that, I don't know, like, I would just like to see Jeter just retire and end it where it is,
Yeah,
one quick thing I wanted to, since we're talking about baseball, one thing I wanted to really quickly say too, MLB actually, all the coaches basically said, they voted unanimously today, to put instant replay in. And apparently the early details about it is every coach gets at least one challenge, which I'm very happy about this, because just like fucking football has been sucking with these refs, like, the umpires in baseball lately have been terrible. So, like, that, dude, I felt so bad for the Braves a couple years ago where they were in the playoffs and they called the infield fly rule. And, oh my God, like, oh, yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they need to bring in more computers and stuff like that, because...
Yeah, so that'll be, as that gets in, I'll talk about that a little bit more, but I thought I would just mention that real quickly, because I thought that was awesome, so...
Yeah, I don't understand these people that have, like, this, like, oh, well, we have to trust the refs. No, this isn't 1880 anymore. This isn't, Abner Doubleday fucking football. I mean, we have computers that, that can track every fucking micrometer of what's going on. You don't need, we don't need, the refs are there, yes, and there's a human element or whatever, but if it's going to get challenged, legitimately, I don't want people to abuse it. you know, we have a fucking right to challenge. I mean, we have computers that track accurately. You know, fucking if Fox could have a freaking, you know, when you're watching on TV, tracking the puck, that's like, you know, when it goes faster, it turns green and shit like that. You know, I'm pretty sure we can use that in real, you know, sports. I mean, of course, we are using it in real sports, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, let's move on. Okay, so they released the season 4 Game of Thrones trailer, which I watched, even though I'm only on the middle of season 2. And here's my theory. I think, and this is just, you know, I think Game of Thrones is a Dungeons and Dragons game. And you heard it here first. Even though the books are already been out, I think there's like 50 fucking, I mean, you know, there's a bunch of books out. And, you know, I think, you know, the writer one day is just going to say this is all just one campaign of games. Like, you know, like, even though I think like the real name of the book is like A Dance of Fire and Ice or something like that, you know, Game of Thrones. I think someday, you know, the writer's just going to say this was all just, you know, in the imagination of like 13-year-olds playing Dungeons and Dragons. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. Kind of, you know, sad news in the sports entertainment world. Female wrestler Mae Young passed away at 90. But then again, I think everybody that like knows who Mae Young is already knows that she passed. But I just want to touch up on that. Walt Disney's grandniece has come out and said, yes, you know, my great uncle or whatever was racist. You know, there's these people who kind of want to like whitewash this situation and say that, you know, they're saying like you're sullying the image of Disney and stuff like that. And, you know, just understand that he came from a time where, you know, when we have, I mean, I'm thinking of more of the Warner Brother cartoons, but, you know, where, you know, it wasn't like this, you know, they didn't need a congressional hearing because you were racist. I mean, you know, not that it's a right thing, but, you know, we all have to sit back and relax and understand that, you know, you may love, you know, just throwing, you know, you may love your grandmother. She was probably a racist. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't, you know, just because you get old doesn't like absolve you of your sins. You know, just, you know, it doesn't, you know, we're assholes, and one day we're going to be grandparents. You know what I'm saying? When our grandparents are growing up, they were assholes, you know, or if your grandparent was, you know, black or Jewish or whatever, then, you know, understand that your grandparents were discriminated against. I mean, it's not that it's right, but it's honest. You know what I'm saying? So if Disney was okay, fine. He's also made some great, you know, culture changing cartoons. So he was the man behind that kind of thing. So, you know, the fact that they say he was a racist, a big fucking whoop, you know. I mean, so there are people who said like he was like a Nazi sympathizer. That's a little odd. But that's like rumor and hearsay. Let me see what else. I just, you know, long story short, I kind of got into not a thing. That's not a right way, but there was a guy on my Facebook page that was a friend of a friend, was actually an ex-coworker of mine. And, you know, he'd said some nasty fucking things. Now, don't get me wrong. I say a lot of nasty shit on Facebook. I'm a rude, mean person or whatever. But it just like, you know, he kind of like attacked me way out of the blue. And so, you know, let me just say that, you know, this guy has a fucking Napoleon complex. He's a little man, you know.
What did this guy say?
And I guess we could talk about this in a second. I was talking about the guy that got shot in the movie theater. And I had basically said, you know, I don't feel bad for the guy that got shot. You know, I mean,
I saw that. Yeah, I was going to ask you to talk about this on the podcast. I'm glad you brought it up.
And we can get into that in a second. But I just basically said, you know, that, you know, we need to thin the herd, people. I mean, if you know, and of course, I'm taking it to an extreme. I am, you know, of course, I don't mean shoot the fucking person that's texting in a movie theater. But, you know, I mean, you know, especially, you know, in a movie theater setting, I mean, there are people who are paying, you know, money to go see something. You know, you need to go, and this happens at live music events. This happens at comedy clubs. You know, when people go out to see music or whatever, you are supposed to just shut the fuck up and let the person perform. Or in this situation, when you go to the theater, you know, shut the fuck up and let people enjoy the movie. You know, these, you know, people texting and talking on the phone. And, you know, when I get a phone call in the movie theater, don't be wrong. I will pick it up and say, hold on. And then I will bring my phone out to the hallway or whatever, you know. And sometimes, you know, I just straight up won't answer if it's not important. But, you know, on the maybe 2 or 3 times in my life, I've never taken a phone call and sat there and spoke on the phone. I'll pick it up and say, hold on. Because, you know, you can't control everything, you know, and you're gonna pull out your phone if you're getting a phone call because you want to see who's calling. But, you know, if you're sitting there texting and that light, you know, nowadays these phones are, you know, we have beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous phones that brighten up a fucking room when it's dark. You know, you're taking someone out of the movie, and they paid good money to see it. And of course, you know, like I said, of course he shouldn't have gotten shot and killed, you know, but, you know, some people, trust me, the next time I go to a movie theater and I see a guy texting or whatever, I'm going to say, hey, you know, you may get shot, so you better put your fucking phone away. You know, I mean, I guess that'll come as a threat. Well, okay. I mean, is it an extreme? Yes, absolutely. You know, but, you know, there are people, you know, in this quote unquote free country. Yes, it is a free country, but there's also, you know, people need to take a little more responsibility for their fucking actions. And of course, the guy who shot someone and killed someone obviously should take responsibility for his actions. But, you know, I mean, you know, people have gotten so fucking like, coarse. You know, yeah, I get on Facebook and I say rude and nasty things, but I think in public, I'm like a real chilled out guy. I keep an eye out for people who are around me. You know, when I'm in a supermarket and I see someone trying to pass with their fucking cart, I see them trying to pass with their cart. You know, you go to the supermarket and there's someone just standing there with their cart next to them, and then they're standing in the way. You know, and you're standing there, and it's like they can't. How could you possibly not see me? You know. Some people need to be fucking smacked around.
Yeah, well,
and join the rest of us in society.
Well, okay, so I'll talk about this really quick because we're getting way late into this podcast. But like when I heard this happen, I was just like, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like, so you're having a conversation with somebody, and instead of handling it like a man, you're a big pussy and take out a fucking gun. You know? Like, what how is that? How does that even make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it can't, so the guy was throwing popcorn out at you, so you turn into a little pussy and take out a gun and shoot him? You're fucking, oh my god, like, I would pretty much punch this guy, because apparently he was a retired police officer, if I remember. Like, I would turn around, I would literally, if I was the daughter that guy was actually texting, I would probably go into that courtroom and shoot that guy in the head. Seriously, like, really, when something like that stupid comes, an eye for an eye is definitely allowed in that situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I gotcha. It was definitely. I'm not saying people should be shot for texting, but maybe pistol whipped a little. You know, I mean, I know I'm sorry someone died or whatever. You know, I just, you know, but I've been driven to rage in the movie theater when people, you know.
Well, you know, that's why you come and get a manager, and then the manager takes care of that shit. And if they don't take care of that shit, you get the fucking manager fired. Simple as that.
Okay, well, I don't know what kind of my movies are on our mind. I shared a post someone made where they had a picture from Back to the Future Part 2. And they said, because, you know, Back to the Future Part 2, when they go into the future, where we are, that was in 2015, the end of 2015. And so technically, I mean, that's just next year. So we got to start dressing like people from Back to the Future Part 2. We need to have our flying cars and our hoverboards. So hopefully all that stuff will come out in the next year and a half, which would be fucking awesome. But I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have a flying car, but I'd also be scared shitless to live in a world with flying cars, because people could barely drive. I can only imagine fly. Like how many cars would be smashing into buildings and
oh yeah, that flying car I showed you or told you about or something. Yeah.
How many cars would be landing on top of people?
I don't think it, honestly, like, in the way that it's made, like, I don't think that it'll end up being a thing. I think that, I mean, it might be like, okay, well, you can buy this car, but A, you have to land it at airports, and B, besides the airport, you can't fly it anywhere else.
Yeah. And then, like, imagine if you had, if you're in your car, I mean, if you have like the average fucking person, let's just say you have a flying car, you would, if you threw garbage out the window, you'd kill somebody. you know, from this height, littering can kill. You know, so just throwing it out there. You know, that's why we have to be very careful on who we allow to drive the flying cars when they eventually come out. Hopefully, before we die, we'll see the flying cars, but we'll be too old to actually like.
Yeah, we'll be like, I can't fly this.
Crashing into fucking buildings.
Where's my fucking V8 engine car?
My day, cars stood on the ground where they belong.
In my day, we drove. It took us 10 minutes to get to work, not 2 seconds.
Now, okay, so with my temporary cable, actually having cable, I came home from work, and you know my mom's at my apartment, and my mom's watching Burn Notice, which is a USA series or whatever, and she's watching Bruce Campbell, and like we're watching or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, he is so sexy," and that just weirded me the fuck out, man. I mean, not that, I understand my mom's a human being or whatever, but, Ash from the freaking, from, the Living Dead movies or whatever, like, I've always seen him as, like, a guy that's, like, kind of cool and awesome, whatever, and that my mom thinks he's sexy is just really fucking weird. It's her right, it's her opinion, and I don't think he's a bad-looking guy. It just, like, it just feels weird that, like, having, what if I had, Bruce Campbell is a stepdad.
Oh God.
And also, I just wanted to, some people raise their kids, this is, I'm not going to shit on anybody with religion, but what would Jesus do? I'm going to raise my daughter with what would Batman do? I mean,
I saw that. Yeah.
we're going to raise our kids to, with stories of people from books that never really existed. Instead of Jesus, I'll just replace that with Batman. What would Batman do, Raven? My daughter's name being Raven. Okay, so let's wrap this up. We've passed the hour and a half mark. Pretty much become our thing now. You can visit 2s1p.com where you can find links for everything. And I keep saying this every episode, and I haven't done it yet. Where you'll find links to my eBay page, which will, my mom has been in town and stuff like that. This past couple months have been kind of weird, and been a roller coaster of moving and taking care of stuff. But it'll be stuff that you can basically, it's stuff that you can buy, and the money will go to support the show. You can buy my book at doublejackpot.us. My book Double Jackpot, which once again I started and I haven't had a chance, but I will be releasing an audiobook version totally for free, but I'm hoping that like people will listen and go, oh, hey, this is awesome. Let me buy the actual paper copy. And also keep in mind that the copy, the audio book is not the completed version. It's just if I'm going to release this audio book, I'm going to put out the version that actually has like grammatical errors and shit like that. So, so you'll be forced to buy the real book if you want to. If you want your proper grammar, you'll buy the proper book. Let me see what else. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/2strangers1podcast, all spelled out. I got Canadian there for a second. All spelled out. All spelled out.
I'm Canadian, eh?
Hey, I'm so fucking up north in New York, we might as well be Canadian. Let me see. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at Stranger Podcast, which is an awesome fucking name, and I like it. I'm glad that, of course I would love it to have been like, Two Strangers One Podcast or 2S1P, but Stranger Podcast is fucking awesome. So you can follow us on Twitter. If you have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, if this is the first time you're finding this episode and you've been recommended to us by one of your wonderful friends, or you've seen that our celebrity buddies are listening to our show, you can subscribe to us on iTunes. Just go to iTunes in the upper right corner in the podcast tab. Just search for Two Strangers One Podcast. You see our beautiful red, white, and blue logo. God bless America and the rest of the world, I guess.
And the toilet.
I'm just saying, we got listeners in Scotland, for Christ's sakes. Even though I say God bless America,
Scottish.
Yeah. So
well, thank you for listening to the podcast. That was a bad Scottish accent, but whatever.
Thank you for listening. And it is really weird to see like where the shows get downloaded. I mean, I honestly think we were like downloaded in Iraq or some shit like that. I swear to God, I'm not even like making that up to be like silly.
Maybe some like Persian prince is like, Oh, I have to listen to the Two Strangers One podcast every week. That would be hilarious. I'd be sitting there being like, so, you want to give us some money?
Give us some of that Arab money. No, that was
Arab money.
Yeah, and I'm trying to load up the statistics right now. Okay, let me see. Just real quick. And I'm not even kidding. USA, United Kingdom, Canada, Romania, Russia, the Netherlands. I mean, it's rounded out as just the Netherlands. Like, I'm pretty sure that's, So it's just, and then in the United States, once again, much love from, our site kind of rounds up the cities by like what's closest to them. So, I mean, not just what's considered San Jose, California, which is pretty much, middle Southern California, Seattle, Washington, San Francisco. Wow, just tons of love. And then, then you got the East Coast love. We got Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Houston, Texas. Once again, we're in Buffalo. I mean, we're in Rochester, but we're counted as Buffalo. So just lots of love from both sides of the country. Not much love in the middle of the country. Only one visit in Kansas City, 2 visits from Wichita, Kansas, 2 visits from St. Paul, Minnesota. But 1 visit from Las Vegas. That's pretty awesome. 3 from Austin, Texas, Houston, just it's all over the place. So, but our San Jose, Seattle, Washington, and San Francisco just blowing up the fucking charts. And so, thank you guys on the West Coast. We love you, West Side. And if you have an Android device, Android tablet, Android, and I got my hands on an Android netbook, which I've been playing around with. Like when I'm not spending enough time on my computer, when I lay down, I have my little netbook by my bed. And you can find us on the Stitcher app, which is what I listen to. Like when I rest, the certain podcasts that I like to listen to, the Nerdist podcast, Kevin Smith's podcast, all the podcasts worth listening to is on the Stitcher app. That's STITCHER for Android devices. And technically, you could also listen to us on the Stitcher app on your computer, on the Stitcher.com. Or even if you're in front of your computer and you want to listen to us on iTunes, you can listen to us off there. Or on 2s1p.com, you can stream us on our web browser on the website. So there's tons of ways you can listen to the show. We're getting wonderful downloads from all over the country, and I want to thank you, everyone who's been listening. Any new listeners, welcome. Please keep coming back. We love doing this show.
We're trying to keep you on the show.
Yeah, and and also. Feel free to email us at once again, all spelled out, twostrangersonepodcast@gmail.com. And if you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to talk about, if you have a Kickstarter project you want to push, or anything like that, give a holler. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we could definitely stretch it out and make it into a fucking podcast. So I acquiesce the floor to you, Mr. Piscrillo.
Well, you can find me. Well, thank you, sir. You can find me at Paul Piscrillo on Twitter. You can also find me on Tumblr using paulpiscrillo.tumblr.com. You can ask me questions there. I've also opened up a lot of people have been starting to use ask.fm for people to ask questions. So you can go to ask.fm/Paul Piscrillo and ask me questions there. Whatever you want to ask me questions about Toonami, you want to ask me questions about this podcast. Somebody actually asked, "When is the next Two Strangers One podcast coming out?" And I said, "The next few days." So, there's those. Was that your mom snoring again?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And well, she wasn't snoring for like the last almost hour here, so I guess I kind of got lucky. And then obviously, if you want to make sure that you guys take a listen to my other podcast, which is the Toonami Faithful Podcast, you can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, and podcast.toonamifaithful.com. We just had a really good interview with the first Tom. I don't really want to spoil it, but basically, he told us how much he made, which I don't know if you're supposed to do that, and why he actually isn't Tom anymore. So, I would suggest you guys listen to that because it's a really good interview. And that's it for me, really.
And I'll be listening because I'll be honest with you, I haven't listened to the last 2 episodes of the Toonami Faithful. That being said, I'm saving that for my trip to New York City because I'll be heading down to New York City to drop off my mom. My mom's going back home. So, I haven't listened, so I look forward to listening to those episodes because it's a 6-hour car ride. So plenty of time to catch up on all the podcasts on my Stitcher app off my Android phone. Just throwing that out there. Not that there's anything wrong with iTunes, but I'm an Android man. So I guess that's it. We certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening and had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
Don't be a stranger.
Peace. We're out.
Bye.
You should be fapping.
You should be fapping.
All night long.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double
it?
Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne smells good to me.
But
Look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
but it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
Yeah, it
man.
is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonePodcast.net. your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonePodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.